Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien and Bubba, sitting in for Paul Harvey today. Stand by for commentary. Well, Americans, Bubba and I are sitting in for Paul Harvey, and we want to do a special commentary on the coronavirus and the Spanish flu. Mr. Harvey, if he were living today, would do a commentary similar to this. And here we go. Well, Americans, this is your favorite Paul Harvey here today. And today I want to talk to you about the coronavirus and Spanish flu. 100 years apart between those two pandemics, as you call them. 100 years ago, the world population was 1,800,000,000. That's what they said it was. The United States had 106 million people. Yeah. Does that include blacks? Well, back then you don't know. But anyway, that's what they said. Oh, that's what they said. Now, in the 1920, there was a tail end of the Woodrow Wilson administration, just like it's a tail end of the Trump administration. Two lousy administrations, very lousy. But you have to excuse President Wilson. He had a stroke that nobody knew about. So during the latter half of 19 and the entire year of 20 and all the way through March 4th of 1921, the government was run by his wife. Nobody in the federal government, not even the vice president, knew about this stroke. Okay? So, according to the historians, you had between 50 and 100 million, 50 and 150 million people dead from Spanish flu. So let's take the middle one, 100 million, and go from there as a conservative estimate there. So if you got 100 million people, and the world population was at 1.8 billion, 10% of that is 180 million. So you're looking at 8% around there dead worldwide. The Americans had 106 million, and they're reporting 628,000. Really? We got to trust those numbers like we do the Chinese, okay? Do you trust the Chinese numbers today? Probably not. Well, so we can't trust them either. Now, here we are. So you had 628,000 of the Americans. The population was 106 million. So you're saying that 10% of 106 is 10,600,000. 1% is 1,600,000. So you're saying that, yeah, about right. About 6-7% of your population was lost if you take the 628,000. So see that even with that number, you're still in the right range. Now, today you can't compare the COVID-19 just yet because it's still ongoing. But as of 8 o'clock today, you had 673,000 worldwide cases, 500,000 people infected, 149,000, I believe, were supposed to be, okay, they're either discharged, they passed the virus and became immune, and they're going home. Those people you got to recheck in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because unlike the Spanish flu, this virus has a reoccurrence, which the Chinese are finding out now. And the death rate right now, you got 500,000 people infected. Out of those, you got almost 30,000 in serious and serious and critical condition. So that could be possible 30,000 deaths. You got 34,000. So you may be looking at 64,000 deaths by the end of the day. You see what I mean, Americans? And of course, you got 6.5 billion people today, as opposed to 1.8 billion, and 328 million as opposed to 106 million in Americans. And the way President Trump is doing this is lousy. Back in 100 years ago, you didn't have the federal government doing anything. You didn't have the states' governments doing anything. The cities were doing mostly, and the two cities that were on the forefront were Philadelphia and St. Louis. And they did a good job. Nobody learned from them, really. 100 years and you learn nothing, huh? That's what I've been saying. You should have at least 20% capacity on your cities of hospitals. You don't even have that of your population. And like I told President Trump in earlier videos, you should have a territory over by the Four Corners devoted for this. You should have done this about 50 years ago and set up, a territory of about 500 square miles or 1,000 square miles. I would take it 1,000 square miles and set up a hospital bed with at least 100,000 beds. At least. No less than that. But I would make it 1,000,000 because you're going to need that. And I'm saying ICU beds with ventilators and all the good stuff in there. You should have had this done. But you didn't. I don't have much time in this video to compare those two, but this is an open case because CV-19 is still going. So you can't really compare it to the Spanish flu yet. But you see what your ancestors did 100 years ago. And you guys did absolutely nothing in 100 years. Sitting in for Paul Harvey, this is your favorite alien, and Bubba. Good day.